So this is fun, right? Totally. Oh, part 3, letter 4. Letter 4. Same letter, right? But he wrote this entry like 10 days after. 8 days after. So he found the stranger. And it's his like long lost brother already. Weird. I guess it's not that weird. If you were to find anyone interesting and, you know, just you guys connect, you'd be like, hey, what do you say we'd be best buds for life? Huh? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so August 13th, 17. My affection for my guest increased every day. I don't even know what this book is about, to be honest. I know what it's about, but I like to try to pretend I don't know what it's about, you know? So it's like, where is this leading me? Is this going... Okay. He excites at once my admiration and my pity to an astonishing degree. How can I see no noble a creature destroyed by misery? How can I see so noble, a little dyslexic there, so noble a creature destroyed by misery without feeling the most poignant grief? He is so gentle, yet so wise. His mind is so cultivated. And when he speaks, although his words are culled with the choicest art, yet they flow with rapidity and unparalleled eloquence. He is now much recovered from his illness and is continually on deck, apparently watching for the sledge that preceded his own. Yet although unhappy, he is not so utterly occupied. Yet, although unhappy, he is not so utterly occupied by his own misery, but that he interests himself deeply in the employment of others. He asked me many questions concerning my design, and I have related my little history frankly to him. He appeared pleased with the confidence and suggested several alterations in my plan, which I shall find exceedingly useful. There is no pedantry in his manner. Pedantry. There is no pedantry in his manner. I think that's it. But all he does appears to spring solely from the interest he instinctively takes in the welfare of those who surround him. He is often overcome by gloom, and then he sits by himself and tries to overcome all that is sullen or unsocial in his humor. These paroxysms pass from him like a cloud from before the sun. These things go, and they're there, and it's like, what's going on in your mind, man? And then it's all like, nothing. Can't talk about it. It's deep. So, that although his dejection never leaves him, I have endeavored to win his confidence, and I trust that I have succeeded. One day I mentioned to him, get this, The desire I had always felt of finding a friend who might sympathize with me and direct me by his counsel. I said this. I said it. I said I did not belong to that class of men who are offended by advice. I am self-educated, and perhaps I hardly rely sufficiently upon my own power. I wish, therefore, that my companion should be wiser and more experienced than myself, to concern and support me. Nor have I believed it impossible to find a true friend. I agree with you, replied the stranger, in believing that friendship is not only desirable, but a possible acquisition. I once had a friend, the most noble of human creatures, and am entitled, therefore, to judge respecting friendship. You have hope and the world before you, and have no cause for despair. But I have lost everything, and I cannot begin life anew. Whoa. As he said this, his countenance became impressive of a calm, settled grief, which touched me to the heart, but he was silent, and presently retired to his cabin. Even broken in spirit as he is, no one can feel more deeply than he does the beauties of nature. The starry sky, the sea, and every sight afforded by these wonderful regions seems still to have the power of elevating his soul from earth. It's a glitch. Let's just call it that. Okay, whatever. Such a man has a double existence. He may suffer misery and be overwhelmed by disappointments. Yet, when he has retired into himself, he will be like a celestial spirit that has a halo around him, within whose circle no grief or folly ventures. Will you laugh at the enthusiasm I express concerning this divine wanderer? If you do, you must certainly have lost that simplicity which was once your characteristic charm. Yet if you will, smile at the warmth of my expressions, while I find every day new causes for repeating them. Well, it sounds like this guy wants a friend, and then the other guy's like, bro, I get it. I respect you, but I can't. I'm sorry. I got things on my mind. Other things. I give it what you... I hang out with you now, but I'm sorry. Got other things to do. Gotta get scotting. Skate. So, well, alright. Shit.